All right, we're going to get into the top explosive plays and top havoc plays from the Florida game like we do every week. Obviously, that game wasn't anything like what we wanted it to be, but there still were explosive plays. In fact, Tennessee, for the first time this season, won the explosiveness battle, which is supposed to be the most predictive stat among advanced stats. 85% of the time, the team that wins the explosiveness battle goes on to win the game. And Tennessee had not won the explosiveness battle against either Austin Peay or Virginia, and then they did win against Florida. So that stat is not held up in Tennessee's games. But before we get into the explosives themselves, I want to go through and look at the Joe Milton interception because it is such a bizarre play for a lot of different reasons. First of all, look at the formation. There you've got 5 guys on the line. In the backfield, you've got 1, 2, 3 for sure. At the top of the screen, you have Ramel Keaton. He's number 6 on the line. And then you got Jacob Warren and Squirrel White, who one of them's on and one of them's off. If they're both on, they're both ineligible. Whoever's on, I think it's Jacob Warren, the middleman there, who's on, he's ineligible because he's covered up. I can't decide if this play is brilliant, stupid, or a mistake. I don't know what's going on here. And the crazy thing is the play almost works. You've got a sideline curl, a fly route, is a vertical, a deep drag, and then the ineligible receiver running what looks like a screen. Now it works because it pulls a defender out of the box over there. The defender, I don't think, realizes that he's not eligible. But if you're going to do that, why draw him back towards the formation by running a fake screen that you can't catch? And then the craziest thing about it is those other routes are wide open if Tennessee had given Joe Milton time to throw the ball here. Somehow Florida, with a pass rush of 4, beats Tennessee's, not just their 5, but the running back stays in too. They've got 6 against 4. And if Tennessee could have figured out a way to block 6 men, to block 4 men with 6 men, then this could have been a touchdown. It's just the most bizarre play for so many different reasons. I guess you can't block 4 with 6. Maybe the math doesn't work out on that. But if you look at the other angle on this play, what you're going to see is that, for one, Squirrel White's behind the defense. He's open. He's beat them. They are not catching him. He's run by them. So that ball, if Milton has time to throw and just drop that ball down there to Squirrel, and over on the left half of the field, 2/3 of the field are just wide open. Real Keaton's just running across wide open. It's free real estate. If you were a real estate investor in Gainesville, Florida, you would never be able to find this much land anyway. And Ramel Keaton had it all. He's just wide open. That's a touchdown. This game, it was 12-7 at this point. Tennessee could have gone up 14-12. It could have been an entirely different ball game if the Vols could have found a way to block 4 guys with 6 guys. And instead, they even double team Yokozuna there before he bonsai drops on Joe Milton. And Joe, for whatever reason, I know the reason is because he's read all the press about his arm strength. He knows how strong his arm is. He thinks that he can, falling backwards with a 400-pound guy on him, get the ball 50 yards downfield. So, bizarre play. All right, let's get into the explosives, and then we'll look at that.
Right. Shots, explosives, you can run.
All right, number 3 explosive play for Tennessee. It's a screen because that's what this offense is now. It's all screens all the time. But you'll see Squirrel White has come back for the ball. He's got 2 blockers out in front of him. And just another simple little screen pass. Seems like this is a major part of the offense now, but it was plus 2.32 predicted points added here to get the first down on 3rd and 11. All right, the second most explosive play we'll see out of Tennessee is It's just verts, just all verts to the top of the screen. There's a receiver out there that you can't see. Thanks ESPN, and that receiver, both receivers to the top of the screen are just going to run vertical routes, and Joe Milton throws to the inside receiver there, Dante Thornton, for the first down and plus 4.27 predicted points. Notice how there's no play action on this. For one, they're down 16. I don't think anybody's buying the play action at that point, but also I think that that's slowing down the drops and giving the defensive front more time to get to Milton. And so they just said, no play action. We're just going to throw the ball. And then the number one vertical play, number one explosive play, again, it's going to be a vertical route to the bottom of the screen. Brew McCoy, I think there's a choice route there. One of them becomes a hook, one becomes a vertical. Sorry for the quality of the draw up there. ESPN, for the third week in a row, did a poor job of showing the most explosive play, but it is 4.64 predicted points added on this vertical fly route from Joe Milton to Brew McCoy.
Here we go.
And let's lift the dogs of war.
All right, the havoc plays. Number 3, havoc play. Florida here is just running outside power, and you're going to see number 6, Aaron Beasley, shoot the A gap, disrupt this play, take down Etienne here for a negative 1.31 predicted points lost on this play by Aaron Beasley, tackle for loss. Havoc play comes late in the game. You'll see motion. Florida used a lot of this kind of motion against Tennessee. Didn't seem to do a whole lot to disrupt the defense, but you'll see here they're trying to run a little inside zone, and James Pierce is going to come from the outside, disrupt that. You'll see the tight end coming across it. I think it's supposed to seal him off. He gets caught up in traffic, and Pierce gets to the play for negative 1.93 predicted points lost for Florida on this play. Without a replay. Again, thanks to ESPN. And then number 1 havoc play, again, same kind of motion. This time you're going to see a little twist stunt in the middle of the line. Bryson Eason is going to get to Graham Mertz and sack him for negative 2.17 predicted points lost for Florida on the sack by Bryson Eason.
Here we go.
All right, I said in last week's video that, following Austin Peay not being the game that we wanted it to be, we've got to snap and clear a win, that there's certainly worse things than that. I think we saw that this week. Got to snap and clear a loss this time. There's plenty of football left to be played this year. Everybody's kind of down right now. I know, it's the swamp. We don't play well there. Never have. So on to bigger and better things. A lot of football play this year. A lot of opportunities for Tennessee to still do some outstanding things this season. 5-factor tracker is up on the blog soon. There's a new 5-factor box score. If you want to go and look at that, look a little more closely at some of the stats, some of the advanced stats around this game in particular. And then the UTSA preview will be up before the weekend. So check that out on the blog. And thanks to all you folks on Rocky Top for getting your corn from a jar.